A friend of mine and fellow Goldwing rider just had the 8,000 mile service done on his 2023 Goldwing, and you are not going to believe what he paid.
This video is sponsored by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Video Series.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cruiseman's Garage. This is a little bit of a different kind of video because I'm going to go over line by line what one of my friends recently paid to have an 8,000 mile service done on his 2023 Honda Goldwing. Basically a relatively new motorcycle. When he showed this to me, it blew my mind. Now I'm keeping his name confidential, the dealership confidential, because I don't want to cast any aspersions on anybody here. I'm not saying anything was done improperly. I just want to go through and talk about this 8,000 mile service because honestly, I don't know if I've ever actually seen an invoice from a dealership for an 8,000 mile service. Probably many of you guys have seen this more than I have, just because maybe you take your bike to a dealer and have these types of services done. I have never done it. I have never taken my Honda Goldwing in for a 1,000 mile, 4,000 mile, 8,000 mile. I never have. Now, I warn you right up front, this is going to end up as a little bit of self-promotion here because I'm going to explain to you as I go through this why I think this is evidence right here of the value of my Honda Goldwing maintenance video series for the 2018 plus Honda Goldwing. This is a 2023, so that applies. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the motorcycle. 2023 Honda Goldwing. To my knowledge, there were no issues with it. It's, like I say, 8,000 miles. What can go wrong? It's a brand new bike. It is a DCT. And I am going to, let's go down the list. Here's what they did. Now, first of all, before I go, the 8,000 mile service, he paid a total of $660.43. Now that includes an oil change and that includes all of the parts, and we're going to go through that as we go through this. We're talking about $561 of labor. Advise on the life left on the tires. How long does that take? Advise if anything else is needed. Inspect the fuel lines. I don't even know how you would do that without removing lots of stuff off the bike. So I question that. I'm going to put a check mark. I question that. Inspect the throttle operation. Okay, that's easy. It takes 5 seconds. Inspect the crankcase breather and clean it. Now that is covered in my maintenance video series. So that's something right there that I do show you how to do in the maintenance videos. It takes about 5 minutes, maybe. Replace the engine oil and filter. Replace the DCT filter. Both of those are also covered in my maintenance video. So those are things that are doable. Everything I've talked about so far is doable by an owner. You don't have to have a professional mechanic's degree to do any of this. Inspect the cooling system. Now, this I'm believing he is testing the coolant to see, how good the coolant is. I'm not sure that's really necessary on a brand new motorcycle with 8,000 miles that's less than a year old. Coolant doesn't deteriorate that rapidly. So I'm going to put a question mark by that. Now, you can do that. I have even considered buying one of the little tools on Amazon to show people how to test it. But honestly, I recommend that everybody replace their coolant within 25,000 miles or every couple of years anyway, so it should never be necessary to test the coolant. And it's not like his motorcycle was overheating. We're still in somewhat warm weather. But I guess you're checking the antifreeze for its low temperature capabilities, but nevertheless. Okay, next item. Inspect secondary air supply system. Never done it. I've never done that. I don't know anybody that's ever had it done. I consider that unnecessary. Inspect the final drive fluid and top off. That is covered in my Goldwing maintenance video series. I'm going to say that probably takes about 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. So what are we up to? About 15 minutes now? Maybe 20. I'll go 20 minutes. Inspect the brake systems. I think that would mean just rolling the bike and seeing if it stops. This is a bike with 8,000 miles on it. Inspect the brake fluid condition, and it rates it here 4.9 out of 5. So it's like he looked at the brake fluid through the little window, I'm guessing. A bike with 8,000 miles shouldn't have any problems with the brake fluid, okay? Especially a 2023. Now, if this is a 2010 motorcycle or 2009 with 8,000 miles, that's a different story. Contamination can happen in a long period of time. Okay, inspect reverse operation. You can do that. You can put your bike into reverse and press the little reverse button and see if the bike backs up and moves forward. So I'm calling bullshit on that. Sorry. Inspect the side stand operation. And again, I'm calling bullshit on that. Okay. Inspect the suspension. Again, bullshit. Inspect and adjust the parking brake. Okay, my videos do show you how to adjust your parking brake and inspect it, so that's covered in my maintenance videos. Takes about maybe 15 minutes to do that, so I'm thinking right now we're up to maybe 40 minutes of labor. Inspect critical nuts, bolts, and fasteners. There's a lot of nuts and bolts and fasteners on a Honda Goldwing. There's no way the only one I could think of that you might want to inspect would be the pinch bolts at the bottom of the front fork and maybe the axle bolt, and just maybe double check the torque on that. So you could check the lug nuts, okay, on the rear wheel, but I've never done it. Inspect the steering. Now, this is something that really, you could call bullshit on that, but basically, if there's not any slop in your steering and your handlebars, if you held the front wheel, had a friend stand there with his legs in the front wheel, and you could move the handlebars and there's no slop there, you're probably okay with the steering. You're going to know if there's a problem with the steering on a Honda Goldwing. Okay, so I think basically if you had a problem with steering, you'd have let the dealer know it when you took it in. So you can check your own steering. Inspecting the wheels, tires, and lug nuts. Again, what does that take? You just basically look at them, the wheels and the tires. You can check your tires to see if you've got a nail. You can check your tires to see how much tread depth you have. If you're burning through a tire, possible in 8,000 miles, it's possible that in 8,000 miles it might be time to consider replacing your tires. But apparently not. They didn't suggest that here. Inspect the coolant level and add coolant. Okay. My video, I just put out a video on this very subject in the maintenance video series. It's video number 85 or 86, I can't remember. So I show you how to inspect your coolant and how to add coolant if you need to. It's pretty simple to do. Probably takes you 10 minutes at the most, maybe 5-10 minutes. Very simple. Don't even need any tools. All you need is a funnel. Inspect battery and cables, tighten bolts, test charging. Okay, you can do that. Simple little battery tester, that's easy to do. Simple. Inspect the windshield operation. Are you serious? Inspect the saddlebag and trunk lid operation. Are they actually charging people for this kind of stuff? I mean, I know it's something they can say they did, because what happens is they're charging you so much in labor. They want to provide this big long list of shit they've done for you to make it look like, oh man, look at all the stuff they did. But everything I've mentioned, other than changing the oil, all these inspections, I'm going to say less than an hour. I'm going to say less than 1 hour it would take to do all of that, especially for a service tech that does this every day. And I'm thinking, if they walk around the bike, they don't see anything falling off the bike. That's probably what they're considering an inspection. Well, let me go through the parts first, and then I'll come back to the brake fluid. They actually, I thought the parts list here that they've listed, like the DCT filter, the O-rings, the washers, the crush washers, the oil filter, $18. You can buy them at Wing Stuff for $15, but $18 is not unreasonable for a dealer. They're going to obviously charge a little more. Even their oil at $10.85 a quart is the GN4. What's interesting though is they charged 5.5 quarts of GN4. I have never put that much oil into a Goldwing. On a DCT, it shouldn't even take 5 quarts. So I'm not sure why they charged 5.5 quarts unless the tech spilled half a quart on the ground, because you should be able to get by with 4.9 quarts on a DCT after changing the DCT filter. So that one I think is a little suspicious, but we're only talking $5-6. It's not a huge amount. Not sure why they would charge for 5.5 quarts. Oil filter, $18. We talked about that. $10.85 a quart for the oil. It's not unreasonable. You could probably find it somewhere for $9 or $10 a quart, but it's not. So they're pricing that, from what I can see here on parts, which comes to a total of $99.43. I think is actually pretty reasonable. So I don't have a problem with that. The labor though, $561. Now I can tell you that if you're a service tech, you've got a lift, you do this all day long, every day, you can do an oil change in an hour. Easily. You could do an oil change. I can do it. I can do an oil change in an hour, and I don't have a lift. I'm just laying on the ground doing it. So it's a lot of labor for basically an oil and filter changing and then looking at some of these different things, inspecting. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. It sounds like a lot of labor. Okay, now right there, just right there alone, the $561. You've more than paid your money in the bank if you have my maintenance videos and you did this yourself. And by the way, don't be under the impression that you have to go in and do a $4,000 or an $8,000 to preserve your warranty. You are not required to do that. You do not have to do these service intervals to maintain your Honda warranty. Your Honda warranty will still be intact. Now, you should keep a record of you doing these things. And my maintenance schedule is even stricter than Honda's. I'm going to replace the oil every 3,500 to 4,000 miles, not 8,000 miles like they recommend. Okay, but we're not done. Wait, there's more. Because they recommended that he do a brake fluid flush. It said to do it soon. So I guess he decided to go ahead and have his brake fluids flushed and the bleeding done. My videos show you how to do that. They show you how to flush the brakes, bleed the brakes, add new brake fluid, all that. Okay, so we're coming over to the second page now. What's interesting is they did not show the cost of the brake fluid anywhere. They just showed labor. So, but it does say front rear brake fluid flush. And the labor, $297 of labor. Again, that right there, almost just that one thing alone would almost pay for my maintenance videos. Just that one thing. Forget the 8,000 mile service. Okay, so let's just say my maintenance videos are $349. And everybody says, oh my God, $349. The total labor on this bill, his grand total for the 8,000 mile service plus the brake fluid service was $969.96. Out of that, $858 was labor. Ladies and gentlemen, you can buy my videos for $349. That means you're saving $509. Now, I want to say something. This gentleman does own my videos, okay? He's a very great guy. I think he does it just to support the channel. But he's just not comfortable working on his motorcycle, okay? He's one, you know, and there's several people like that. They're just not, they don't have that level of comfort of taking the bike apart or taking parts off or changing oils, you know, whatever it is. And there are a lot of Goldwing owners that fall into that category. But if you, like me, kind of enjoy working on your own equipment, you enjoy working on your own motorcycle, and you want to put that $500 in your pocket, that's why we have, or I have, my maintenance video series. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Have you paid this kind of money to have an 8,000 mile service done on your Honda Goldwing? If you have my maintenance videos and you have done these things yourself using my videos and you feel like they have benefited you and saved you money, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, there is one other thing to consider. I'm pretty confident I know where this gentleman had his motorcycle worked on. I know the dealership. I'm familiar with them. And I'm fairly confident that whatever they did on the motorcycle, they did a good job. But some of you live in areas where you have a Honda dealer that's, I don't know, I don't want to say suspect, but you don't really know what kind of work the service techs are doing. You may not even know who the service tech is that's doing the work on your bike. You might be paying these prices and not getting anything done. I don't even know. Half the time you take your car, your motorcycle in to have it worked on, how many people would actually know if the work got done at all, much less did it get done correctly? And that's one of the biggest reasons that I think people should use my videos to and do the work themselves is you know the work got done. At least you know the brake fluid did get flushed and bled. And you do know the oil got changed. How many people even take time to check to see if the oil's in there? How would you know if they change your oil filter or not? Now, that's only $18. But how would you know? The only way you would know would be to take like a silver Sharpie and mark the old oil filter before you take the bike in. Then you'd be able to tell, oh, okay. And people have done that just due to economic conditions the last 3 or 4 years. I am going to be having to increase the price of my maintenance videos. And I didn't want to do it. I never liked doing it. I've had to do it one other time, maybe a couple of times. So if you want to get my videos at 2024 prices, now's the time to do it. Now, I'm going to be having a Black Friday special for 2024, and I'll just let you know right now, this is the last promotion we're going to do on the 2024 pricing. So you're going to be the first ones. If you watch this video, you'll be the very first ones to hear about this, because I'm not going to start promoting it until, technically it doesn't start till the 21st of November, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys in on that right now. If you want that deal, the coupon code is Black Friday, all one word, Black Friday, and you'll save 20% off of the 2024 pricing. Very shortly after that, after this Black Friday deal, the prices are going up, and they're going up. Sadly, they're going up significantly, so you're going to save a lot of money by buying the videos now. Okay, if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. I really do appreciate you sitting through this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. That is really helping my YouTube rankings. Remember, I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, so like the video, share the video with your friends, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next Cruiseman's Garage video. Until then, remember to ride often, but ride safe.